Inside the AHSAA, your weekly look at Alabama prep athletics.
In the Shoals community of Colbert Heights, the color purple has taken an all-important meaning for those who know the Denton family. Danielle Denton, the courageous and inspiring 13-year-old daughter of Colbert Heights High School head football coach Ivan Denton, and his wife Carol, died September 10th from respiratory complications after a long battle with cystic fibrosis. Her funeral was Monday, September 14th. Last Friday night, her older brother Will Denton, a senior quarterback for the Wildcats, turned in one of the top performances of his prep career, completing 18 of 29 passes for 317 yards and 4 touchdowns in a 51-36 win over Clements. The performance and how the home and visiting communities have responded grabs the AHSAA prep spotlight for Week 4. It was a homecoming night for Clements High School, but more importantly, it was a night the school and community expressed its love and admiration for Danielle and her family by filling the stadium with the color purple, the official color of the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation and a color closely associated with Danielle's valiant effort. It was a long night, said Coach Ivan Denton. That will be with us for a long, long time. Denton said the team and assistant coaches worked hard to prepare for the game and provided incredible support for the head coach and his son. The players really rallied around him, lifted him up, said Denton. We missed the Lauderdale County game, and I think it was good for both of us to get out there and get caught up in the game. Will played well, but so did the entire team. He was only sacked one time, and that was because he scrambled out of the pocket and was caught from behind. It wasn't about winning, but about picking yourself up when you get knocked down and moving forward. The spirit of his daughter was alive and well in the hearts of all the Wildcat players, he said. She had so much courage and strength, said Denton. Unless you lived in our house, no one can know just how much pain she had to deal with. If you didn't know her, you wouldn't even know she was sick. Danielle was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis at age 5. A very bright student and talented artist, Denton's daughter would spend her spare time painting pictures, he said. When she would sell a painting, she would then give the money to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Though she had several extended stays in the hospital, Denton said the family tried to keep things as normal as they could. My wife Carol would stay with Danielle at the hospital and I would stay back home with Will, which allowed me to do my job. My wife has just been incredible. In recent weeks, which Danielle's condition began to take a turn for the worse, Denton said they have been blessed by so many others. We were in Birmingham at Children's Hospital. Brooks High School sent the team some purple spats, so the players were decked out in purple. Colbert County, West Morgan, Sheffield, Cherokee, all the surrounding communities went out of their way to pray for Danielle, to show their love and support. Danielle started a prayer revival of sorts on Facebook, he said. This has been difficult for us, but the prayers and response has been the response has really been important. We prayed for her to be healed, and I think those prayers have been answered. This has really put what we do each day into perspective. Other highlights from Week 4 included Austin Hallmark of Sardis. The senior wide receiver had 7 receptions for 220 yards with TD catches of 26 and 13 yards in the Lions' 28-7 Class 4A win over Hoax Bluff. He made a diving grab for the 26-yarder and tipped the ball to himself on the 13-yarder. Hallmark also rushed 7 times for 38 yards, including a 14-yard TD run. Brett Clark, New Hope. He grabbed 6 receptions for 135 yards and 2 scores and threw a touchdown to quarterback Adam Browner in a 33-20 win over Pisgah. Drew Guy, Fayette County. Completed 24 of 32 passes for 333 yards and 3 touchdowns in a 35-16 victory over Danville. Hunter Grant of West End. He was 13 of 16 passing for 302 yards and 3 touchdowns and ran for 2 more scores in the Patriots' 34-0 Class 2A win over Section. Dylan McQueen, Scottsboro. According to the WWIC announcer and school historian Greg Bell, McQueen became the first Wildcat player in school history to score a rushing TD, a receiving TD, and throw a TD pass in the same game Friday night as Scottsboro lost a double overtime 43-42 decision to Lee Huntsville. Scottsboro's Dylan McQueen rushed 17 times for 121 yards and a TD in a 43-42 double overtime loss to Lee Huntsville. Cameron Longmire, Georgiana. The Georgiana sophomore ran for 228 yards and 2 touchdowns last Friday to spark the Panthers to a 38-12 win over Class 1A Region 2 rival McKenzie in a battle of Class 1A unbeaten teams. Longmire also had 11 tackles on defense for Coach Ezell Powell's Panthers, now 5-0. On defense, Will Kirk, Plainview. The senior safety had 2 interceptions returned for touchdowns against Sand Rock in the Bears' 24-7 win. He also had a forced fumble and 3 solo tackles. On offense, he had 2 catches for 34 yards. AHSAA.com. Until next week, this is Justin Clayton with the AHSAA Radio Network.